good morning. This is Houndog Steve wishing you a very pleasant morning. And I know it's a little late in the day, but we have just had an election here in Canada. And, for the last several election cycles, we've been hearing, whether it's north, south of the border or actually overseas, of foreign election interference. And there was actually a bit of a scandal in Canada about Chinese interference in the previous election. But one of the things that nobody seems to be talking about is the World Economic Forum. Okay, so Mark Carney, as you will see here, was on the board of directors and is also a trustee of the World Economic Forum. So is Chrystia Freeland, so is Melanie Joly, so is Michelle Rempel. She's from the Conservative Party, by the way. And so this is a foreign institution. Now I'm going to link below, this is a front page of their website, but I'm going to link it below because I want you to take a look at the management plan. Okay, this is all completely laid out, the management plan that they are trying to overlay on every single country. Okay, so this is as of 2020 from the World Economic Forum website. World Economic Forum appoints new members to Board of Trustees. And we'll just go down here a little bit. And, of course, Klaus Schwab is the chairman of the board. Oh, look, there's Mark Carney, finance advisor on the 26th Conference of the Parties to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Lawrence Fink, BlackRock, fancy that. Chrystia Freeland, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance for Canada. This is the Board of Trustees for a foreign organisation that is trying to overlay a management plan on this country, Canada, on this country, on the UK, Australia, New Zealand, worldwide. Now I'm going to leave the link for this below because just take a look at some of the members of the Board of Trustees. It will stun you. They're all well-known names from, I'm sure, your country as well as mine. Okay, so just in case any of you think I'm making this up, this is from, again, the World Economic Forum website, link below. What are the Sustainable Development Goals? We'll scroll down here, and Ban Ki-moon was the president at that time, and he said, quote, "I am pleased to share some good news for the people and planet," UN Secretary Ban Ki-moon said to a packed room of press delegates. The good news, after 3 years of negotiations and debate, 193 countries had agreed to a set of development goals more bold and ambitious than anything that had come before them. The 17 Sustainable Development Goals, part of a wider 2030 agenda or 2030 agenda for sustainable development, build on the Millennium Development Goals. These 8 goals set up by the United Nations back in 2000 to eradicate poverty, hunger, illiteracy and disease expire at the end of this year. And, of course, they are all very lofty: eradicate extreme poverty and hunger, achieve universal primary education, promote gender equality and empower women, reduce child mortality, improve maternal health, combat HIV, AIDS, malaria and other diseases, ensure environmental sustainability, and global partnership for development. Now, my point is here, and you can read through this because they have a very clever way of painting all of these in very, very, very palatable terms. But the point I'm making is they have a plan. They have a big plan, and they're going to impose this on the rest of the world, whether you like it or not. And worldwide, this group has invaded just about every single government there is. And who can forget this by Klaus Schwab, where he actually admits that the cabinet has been penetrated. Okay, take a look, just in case you forgot what he said.
And I have to say, when I mention now names like Mrs. Merkel, even Vladimir Putin and so on, they all have been young global leaders of the World Economic Forum. Mm-hmm. But what we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, president of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets. So yesterday I was at a reception for Prime Minister Trudeau, and I know that half of this cabinet, or even more, half of this cabinet, are actually young global leaders of the World Economic Forum.
And that's true in Argentina too. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's true in Argentina as well.
It's true in Argentina, and it's true in France now. I'm with the president, who is a young global leader. But what is important for me...
And even in his choice of words, you know, he didn't say, yes, a few people who've been to our young leaders course ended up in the cabinet. No, he said we have penetrated. Well, where do you hear those kind of words? We have penetrated their defenses. Okay, this is a term that you would use in times of conflict when you're trying to penetrate that enemy. Okay, so for him to use those words, and he is a well-spoken man, and so he knows what that word actually means. And the fact that that has happened, and the fact that no one except for a handful of independent media people and people like myself are making a point that this has taken place. This is basically a coup d'etat of the Canadian government by an outside force from Europe. And if you think that that is a good thing, the reason that Mark Carney is the Prime Minister of Canada is that he is what we call the fixer. He's been sent in by corporate to do what Justin Trudeau and Chrystia Freeland were supposed to do and failed, and that is to introduce a digital ID and a central bank digital currency. Okay, and that's what he's here to do, and that's what he will do. That's what he will be moving towards in every single way possible. Now, if you want to look at what the W.E.F has done so far, because Europe has followed this model, okay, Sri Lanka has followed this model, and it has been an unmitigated disaster. I mean, just take a look around the world today. Does anybody see anyone getting along or peace breaking out anywhere? There are wars in so many countries right now because of the economic stress caused by following these ridiculous plans, which will... none of them have the infrastructure to implement. I mean, it is so absolutely ridiculous. And of course, we will have the pleasure of watching the green agenda or the EV agenda all just fall apart because it is predicated on textbook nonsense, not on real life and what real people will do. As I said before, there's no way that you will convince me at my age to buy an EV. It's just not in my best interest financially. So it's just not going to happen. And you're going to make me declare bankruptcy to do that. I'm not going to do that. Okay, you can put me in jail, do whatever you like, I don't care. You're not going to make me and hundreds of thousands of other people like me who are now being stressed financially by the actions of what the Canadian government has done so far, running up so much in debt that inflation has gone through the roof, creating shortage inflation, this kind of stuff. I mean, so who now can dip into their pockets? Who now can dip into their pockets, pull out 60 grand for a car that gives you range anxiety from the minute you get it till the minute you get rid of it, depreciation that is going through the floor. So anyway, my point is it's not going to happen, and but we need to be aware of what has taken place, and that the mainstream media, the people who are supposed... why isn't this on CBC and Global? Okay, why aren't they reporting? Why isn't this in the Sun newspaper? Why isn't Pierre Polivier talking about this? I mean, it's absolutely outrageous, and this is foreign interference at the highest levels of government. And like I say, if you just want to see how this is going to turn out, just look at Germany. Just look at England. Look at the Netherlands. Look at France. Look at Sri Lanka. Total cave-in of the economy. And as per usual, as we've come to expect, the mainstream media are actually turning your heads away from this story. They're not even talking about it. Like I say, unless it comes up as Russiagate or Chinagate, they are not interested. They are going to talk about Israel and Iran. They were going to talk about President Trump. He's going to be front and center. The upcoming issues around China and Taiwan. They're going to be talking about anything but what's actually going on in our own government, in our own country. This is, folks, this is third world stuff that's taking place here. And there are absolute danger signals, red flags, warning signs that we have completely come off the rails here. Anyway, I just thought I would say something about it because it disturbs me very much that this is not only that it's happened, but that it's happened unnoticed. And this is happening in all levels of government. Okay, it's not just the politicians, the group of people that Klaus Schwab did not talk about, the bureaucrats who have done this trading course and are now at all levels of government advising these ministers. And so how we stop it, I don't, as I say, the only solution I can see is parallel communities that don't engage in this kind of behavior and trying to front run it, because it's basically a train wreck waiting to happen. Okay, so prepare yourself accordingly and take note. Take note. Like I say, the other parties, the other political parties, not talking about this either. Okay, so it's pretty sad when you have to come to a video like mine to hear this brought up as a topic of conversation, and it should be a topic of conversation. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe below, and in the meantime, this is Houndog Steve wishing you a very pleasant morning, and we'll talk very, very shortly. See you now. Bye.